Hey everybody, it's me, Buster Green. So this month I decided to get back into comic books, and I want to quickly mention here that I started reading Absolute Batman this month. Absolute Batman has been completely thrilling. It's got some really wild changes to the Batman mythos, like the fact that all his main villains are his childhood friends, except for the absolute Joker, who is hilariously just literally fucking Elon Musk. It's a pretty wild take, but then at the same time, I get it. Musk's whole thing is he wants to be funny, he wants to be likable, he wants to be a normal human being, but he never will be. And that's a little bit horrifying because he's definitely killed a lot of people at this point, and it's just getting worse every day. So yeah, when you put that all together, I guess technically Musk is kind of a Joker. Anyway, the big event this month, maybe the most hyped comic book of this year, or at least this month, has been Ninja Turtles vs. Naruto, and the first volume dropped this week. And so now that it's out, how was it? Alright, first things first, quick backstory on me and some Narutos and some Ninja Turtles. I love the Ninja Turtles. They're my favorite childhood heroes, and I love Naruto too, as it's like one of the greatest but most difficult to watch anime I've ever tried to finish. Mostly due to the fact that American TV has been playing it at a grueling rate of like 10 episodes per year for the past 20 years, and I still haven't finished Naruto yet. I've been watching it on Cartoon Network, I've been watching it on Hulu, I've been watching it on Funimation, and I've been slowly watching Naruto for 20 fucking years, and I still have like 50 episodes left to go because Hulu just won't air the last couple of episodes. And then lately, the Ninja Turtles have had a hugely positive comic book presence. The really good IDW run just wrapped up, and over the years, the Turtles have been involved in some really major and really awesome comic book crossovers. Probably the most famous of these was Ninja Turtles vs. Batman. That was definitely the best received one, so well received that DC even actually animated it, but there have also been some other major winners along the way. Now that being said, going into TMNT versus Naruto, I was so hyped. Like, we haven't had a comic book versus anime crossover in like decades now. I feel like the last one I can remember was like Gatchaman versus Witchblade, and now that I've finished reading the first volume, well, I'm a little bit more on the fence about it. I wouldn't exactly say this book is disappointing or bad as a crossover, but what's laying me down here is the power scaling here. So you guys know I'm a huge anime reviewer, and putting the Ninja Turtles into an anime setting, especially Naruto of all places, it just nerfs them so bad. Let me explain. Well, saying something nice, I'll say that they at least friggin' nailed the art here. The art is beautiful, and it's amazing to see both the hyper-detailed Naruto-style designs for the TMNT characters, plus the Naruto characters in full color, because usually they're in a manga that's in black and white. Anyway, as positive as I try to be about this crossover, I'm overall a little bit let down by it and a little bit dismayed. Alright, so let me break down what exactly happened here. Spoilers ahead for only Volume 1 of TMNT vs. Naruto. So this crossover does some super weird shit with the lore. These are unfortunately not the beloved Ninja Turtles that we grew up with in the 80s. Instead, these are these weird Naruto universe equivalents of the same characters who grew up in the Naruto universe, have never watched television, have never been to America. I'm not even sure if they even eat pizza. And does that also mean canonically they all speak Japanese? I guess they seem a little bit more Japanese, at least to me anyway. Now, despite all that, they seem to relatively have the same origin as the beloved 1980s cartoon, with Splinter being a mutated ninja master Hamato Yoshi, and the Ooze just coming in conveniently from probably Dimension X. They're really hinting at that, so I guess Shredder and Krang are just lurking out there somewhere. But in the first volume, the only hard facts established on the villain sides are that Baxter Stockman exists, and he's a white guy for the first time in decades. He has a beard now, that's new. The Foot Clan now have on-brand Naruto headbands, and Alopex is there representing the evil mutants. Now, on the Naruto side, the comic super seems like they're just trying to do Season 1 Zabuza bridge escort mission, but instead of that old gritty dude, it's April O'Neil. Although, I guess the story is placed slightly after that in the timeline, because Sasuke has already participated in the Chunin exam, and it's having some slight PTSD from meeting Orochimaru there. So yeah, Team Kakashi gets assigned to protect April O'Neil from the Foot Clan, who are just straight out to kill her, and April is black and hot in this book. Wow, it took us so many years to finally have a sexy black April O'Neil, huh? I approve of this design, and it's refreshing that the last couple of April O'Neils have been underage and kind of unlikable goobers, so yeah. Great April design. Anyway, April has her VHS-based camera from the 80s, and otherwise she's just here to spout exposition. Now, she mentions that she's from some sort of weird Big Apple village. This is implied to be the Naruto universe equivalent of New York City, but I'm not actually sure what the fuck this is. Like, where is it? How big is it? How many millions of people live there? It doesn't seem like they're implying the existence of North America in the Naruto universe, but they show a random Japanese village with like the Statue of Liberty in the middle, and that's like so annoyingly vague and so poorly thought out. It's so vague that I'd rather they had just not mentioned it at all. They could have just been like, she's from like some mysterious land. Anyway, then Team Kakashi gets attacked by Alopex and the Foot Clan. Kakashi comes out with the hardest freaking line in this book. Let's see how the foot catches the fist. But then the TMNT show up and the Foot Clan just immediately pieces the fuck out, which kind of seems out of character. Like, I kind of thought they would like at least stay and fight somebody, but no, the villains like super like retreat without like taking any damage. Now, then the TMNT show up on the scene and they kind of just assume that the Naruto team is working with the Foot Clan to kidnap April, so they just continue fighting the Naruto team after the Foot Clan like immediately leaves. They have unique in-universe headbands, and Donnie is a Chunin somehow. He's got the vest anyway. Did Donatello complete the Chunin exam? I always knew he could do it. Anyway, on top of that, they also get pretty fucked up by Team Kakashi. I think April knows the TMNT already, but she does nothing to stop the fight, and she kind of just films it for like clout. The breakdowns for the matchups are Donnie and Mikey fight Naruto. It's a pretty fun fight, but Naruto solos them both. Raph fights Sakura, and he basically loses to her because he's so hot-headed and he's not expecting her raw power, so that was also pretty fucking funny. And then Leonardo and Sasuke face off, and I feel like that was the most inconclusive of the battles. And lastly, Kakashi and Splinter spar lightly, and they're not really going seriously at each other. It's more or less just, hey, we're both master ninjas and we both respect each other. Let's spar. Let's see how we're doing. Kakashi ends up getting pissed off after that, and the comic ends with Kakashi ripping off all of the TMNT's masks at once, exposing that OMG, mutants exist in this universe now. What can it mean? And then it also ends on a further cool what the fuck mysterious moment that Kakashi and Hamato Yoshi are old best friends. You know, because they met in Fortnite already, right? I don't know. Everyone's asking like that's this big holy fuck mindfuck moment. Does like Kakashi travel the multiverse? But I don't know. Somehow it just doesn't surprise me at all. I feel like they're both such big hotshot ninja. They obviously would have met at like some sort of anime convention over the years. So anyway, yeah, as far as my hot take on this book is, it is nuts to me that the beginning of the anime Naruto Team 7 just soundly defeated a decent sized chunk of the Foot Clan and the entire Ninja Turtles on like day one of their anime. Which on the one hand hurts my ego as a longtime Ninja Turtles fan, but as an anime Naruto fan, yeah, I get it, and I can at least say this is some of the coolest Kakashi Hatake shit I've ever seen in my life. It's definitely season 1 Kakashi where he was like trying way too hard to show off. On the flip side, though, there wasn't a ton of Naruto content in this Naruto story. Like, outside of the big crossover fight, like, Kakashi really leads the narrative in this book and all the action here, so it feels like they're trying to rectify that in the next volume, though, because I can at least see that in the next volume, Naruto's on the cover with, like, Donatello. But yeah, otherwise, Team 7 really only shines in the battle. And I feel like that's a little bit off from the anime because I feel like at least in the first season of Naruto, they tried really hard to always focus the story back to Naruto's perspective as an outsider. I guess the best I can say about this book is it's trying really hard to be realistic in the power scaling of everyone presented here. And while I appreciate that these are Naruto universe native versions of the Ninja Turtles, the thing here is though that Naruto presents us with this fantastic world where literally every person is born a ninja, and a majority of them have these grand old ninja families with like genetically inherited ninja magic or some other crazy secret ability handed down from ancient demigods. And the Ninja Turtles, they have none of that. The only thing they have is their weapons and the fact that they're mutants. That means they're slightly stronger than like your average like jacked out muscle man. But then again, in the Naruto universe, they've just power scaled them down to the point where they can't even deal with a group of 12-year-olds, and that annoys the shit out of me. Like, That's nuts, because it technically means that they're putting the four Turtle brothers at relatively like below Rock Lee's level. And I say below Rock Lee's level because they don't have Genjutsu, and even if they did, Rock Lee also has developed like his own version of like chakra manipulation for the gate system, and then he had that Jackie Chan drunken master thing going on later on. So like what I'm trying to explain to you guys is, when you put the Ninja Turtles into the Naruto universe, they stop being the Ninja Turtles because everyone is a fucking ninja here. So suddenly they're the Teenage Mutant Normal Turtles. They don't have Genjutsu, and that makes them the official weakest ninjas in this universe, where everyone is like an advanced professional ninja assassin. Even compared to Naruto at his canonical weakest point in the story. And that's mind-blowing for me. Like, I kind of went into this book thinking they'd at least scale up the Turtles to make it an even fight, but they didn't, so it's not even close. And these are not even like the starter Turtles from like the newest movie. These are the mature, badass, older versions of the TMNT who are supposed to be fully trained. But even fully trained, they're losing to 12-year-olds with magic. Like, is Ninja Turtles versus Harry Potter coming next? But yeah, I definitely think that without Genjutsu, the TMNT have zero chance at defeating literally any of the ninja teams in Naruto. And that is a wild place to start this book from. Now, this story has 2 more volumes, and overall, that seems way too short. I was definitely hoping for something deeper and crazier. I feel like from the preview of the next volume, I want to think that the Turtles will learn like a new special technique. That has happened more often in the recent shows, and they're absolutely going to need something to just be on like the same level as all the other magic ninjas in the fucking Naruto universe. Anyway, based on the way these crossovers have gone, they've made enough of them that they've gone formulaic. I'm gonna bet at this point that Kakashi will fight Shredder and win, because Batman beat Shredder, and probably there will maybe be 1 or 2 cool original mutant characters. The Batman crossover had some pretty wild ones. They pretty much like mutated his entire rogues gallery. So overall, I'm very hyped about this crossover, but I'm still dismayed that the Ninja Turtles are so fucking weak in Naruto world, but I get that they would be, and I can't really argue against that. So all I can say is that they need to get stronger, they need to do better, and they need to try to keep up with fucking season 1 Naruto, and they're failing to do that right now. All right, leave a comment if you read this book. Did you enjoy it? I don't usually cover comics, but maybe I'll cover volume 2 if you guys like this video and leave enough comments. If not, maybe I'll just review the last 2 volumes when the story is over, because I'm honestly curious where it's going, and I'm wondering if my predictions will be right now. All right, I'm Buster Green. I'm out. Good night.